We are studying the chapter 3rd of Indian economic development, liberalization, privatization, globalization. It is also known as new economic policy. In this we have covered the liberalization, privatization and globalization. Now we will come to the critical analysis of this chapter. In this we have to discuss what are the merits and the demerits of the economic reforms. So this is our topic, the Indian economy during the reforms and assessment. This topic is coming under the in examination as a critical appreciation. In this we have to discuss the positive and the negative point of the economy. In the last previous class I have discussed about that, and sometime this question may be asked by the with the help of table you have to discuss or explain. In that way we are having the some data available with the table. But if the question is coming without the table, you only the critical appreciation, then you can write this question's answer in your own words. In that you have to write the some negative points and positive points, and after that you have to show that the positive points are more important than the negative points. So this is the main theme or main target of our question in this, and how to write, we have to write the answer, this we have to discuss in this. So in this there are the many topics. First we will come to the growth. In the growth we have discussed already, we have discussed this, that there is a growth. In the growth we can see the, here you can see that in 1991 our growth rate is 5.6, which increased to the 6.4, after that 7.8, and after that it comes to the 8.2. So this growth we have achieved due to the new economic policy also, because we know that we have introduced a new economic policy in 1991, and due to this we are benefited from up to the 2012. So the growth from 90 to 2012 is directly due to the increase in the service sector. We can see the service sector is increasing 6.7 to 8.2 to 7.8 to 10%. So this is growth we have get due to the new economic policy. This we have to discuss. Okay. Now the another effect of the new economic policy is on, we have to discuss on the foreign exchange. We have already discussed that there are two types of the foreign exchange. One is the foreign direct, there are two types of the investment. One is the foreign direct investment and another is the foreign institutional investment. In this, if we are using the word investment, it means both are included. In the foreign investment, both the words are included, FDI and FII. Both are included in this. Okay. So in this we have to discuss that in 1991 our foreign exchange is 36 billion, 100 billion in 1991, which is increased to 36 billion in 2016-17. And the exchange reserves, if we are talking about the reserves, then these are the 6 billion to 321 billion. There is an increase. So This shows that the positive point that there is an increase in the foreign exchange or foreign exchange reserves, means the problem of the foreign exchange reserves or the FDI, which we have faced in the earlier of the new economic policy. We are having only the 15 days, means we are having the exchange of that much that we can pay up to the 15 days import only. So now we are having the sufficient reserves up to the 321 billion. So this is the positive point of the new economic policy. Now in this time there is an increase in the export also. Earlier we are importing, our country is the importing in the food grains, but now we are becoming the exporters of the successful exporters of the auto parts, automobile parts, engineering goods, IT software. In the IT software, India's name is very famous, and we have exporting to the other European countries and in the textile market. Okay, so these are the positive point of India, that we are exporting in these sectors. So this is also a positive point of the NEP, new economic policy. Next, again we have to now we will discuss about the some negative point also. The negative point is that there we are not able to control the price. Rising in the price have also been keep under the control, means industrial sector's price is controlled. Industrial sector price is controlled. This is the positive point. Okay, now in the other hand we are coming to the new means other sectors or the some targets we are having. The economy is having the targets in that reform. These are the in which we have not done the very good, or we are having the problem. These basic problems are related to the our economy are employment, agriculture, industrial infrastructure development, and physical management. These are the negative points, means these are the backwardness or the drawbacks of the new economic policy. Employment means Indian government or the Indian economy is not able to generate the more employment. In the agriculture sector also we are not more succeed. Our agriculture production is decreasing, or in the growth is decreasing. The industrial infrastructure, we are not having industries in the industrial growth rate is also decreasing. By the data we can see that. And the another thing is the infrastructure development. In the infrastructure we are coming in the railways, road and airways are coming under the infrastructure development. So the infrastructure development, in the condition of the infrastructure in India is also not a very good. And the physical management means in this the government budget or the how the government is managing the money that is coming. So that is also a not in the good condition. India's economy is in physical management is also a not in good condition. So these are the some negative point of the Indian economic policy. Now again we are coming to the next point, the growth and the employment. So the in the growth we have discussed that the growth rate is increasing. The growth rate, GDP growth rate has increased. This is the positive point of the new economic policy. But there in the other sides there is not a good generation of the sufficient employment opportunity is not clearly. So this is the negative point or the drawback of the new economic policy. And if we are coming to the reforms in the agriculture sector, there is no change in the agriculture sectors. Means the agriculture sector is not benefited by the NEP, new economic policies, and the growth rate has been declining. It is decreasing. The due to the causes maybe there will be in that the public investment is not there is no public investment. Public means government. So government is not investing in the agriculture sector, or the infrastructure is not available for the agriculture sector. Means agriculture infrastructure means the basic things which we are needed for the agriculture. In this we are coming are the irrigation facilities, power, road, power, road, market for selling the products. These are coming under the agriculture infrastructure. If we are talking about the agriculture infrastructure means the basic need of agriculture. So the agriculture is mostly depend upon the irrigation facilities. If the more irrigation facility is provided, then there will be a more production of goods will be there. And again the second thing is the power, because if the power is not available, then we cannot run the tube wells and the machineries. And the roads are also an important road, because the furnished good or the production of the crops, to say if the farmers want to sell their product in the market, then they requires the roads. And in the same way to bring the input also they requires the road. So if the road facilities are the good, then there will be a means there will be a growth in the agricultural sector. And the market linking means the policy of the market. In this we can discuss about the minimum price, supporting price, MSP, green revolution. So these are the things which we have to discuss in the reforms in the agriculture sector. So in the agriculture sector, due to the new economic policy, the agriculture sector is not too much increased. So basically if we are discussing about the agriculture sector, then we have to say that it is not affected much, and the agriculture production is decreased. Only the cash crops are increased. The investment in the cash crops is increased. And due to the increase in the cash crops, the pressure only the means we have more focused on the export of the market of the cash crops. Due to the cash crops, what happens? The price of the food grains is increased. So and the means the food, actually mostly the people of the country are using the food grains, so that's why they have to pay in the form of more price. So economy has to pay in the form of the increase in the price. Now we are coming to reforms in the industrial sectors. Industrial sector, there is a growth slowdown in the industrial sector. Industrial sector is not benefited much, because the most important thing is that in this new economic policy we have removed the barriers on the import of the goods, and tariff, we have removed the tariff. And in the other so that our Indian industries has to compete with the global industries. And the global industrial in the global market, the production price are cheaper. The public of the India is also, they are more interested in the cheap goods, and cheap goods are available from the foreign. So our imports are increased, and on the another side, the India is have to compete with the world level economy. So that's why we have not done much better in this, but in only in the textile sector we have successful, because in that time actually the quota has not we have not to compete with the China, because China has not removed the quota, but we have removed all. The USA has not removed their quotas. And India and China, important of the textile restrictions, means. And the problem in this is that there is some restrictions, indirect restrictions, means tariff is removed, quota is removed, but the some indirect restrictions are now itself available, and due to that we have some problem in the industrial sector also. So that point can be written in this. Now we come to the disinvestment policy. Disinvestment means when the government is this we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, the 2 points are remaining, that we will discuss tomorrow. Okay.